don't ever teach to make music majors. I just teach to help students become the best version they can do of themselves. So it may be to be a great engineer or a doctor or a mom or a dad or whatever it is.
You know, he's always been very welcoming to me. He's extremely collaborative. He's been very much a mentor for me and second father in a lot of ways too.
He's definitely cut out of a different mold. I look up to how he approaches his work, how he approaches teaching, how he approaches what he does in his life. I think he brings a sense of realism, not necessarily in the program, but to be a human being.
When I was 6th grade, which was, when we started in 6th grade, when we started like in 4th grade. Yeah, 5th grade. Yeah, that's more common that, 6th, 7th grade, you're late starters, okay. So I started 6th grade, and for me, I started on trombone, and I had my family was not musical, I had no musical background, and for me, I took to it right away. I mean, bang, it connected with me immediately.
Sung to me right there. I mean, I did no intention of doing that. I wasn't particularly musically inclined, or I wasn't. It's just that somehow about the combination of whatever was going on, just
like loved it right away.
Yeah, right away. I was just like, I can't imagine. I remember not love after that. I always want to go back to those first couple bands. I'm sorry, I was not as smart as I am now, But I always that first band, God bless them, because there was 25 kids in that band. It was not easy to be in band back then. It was hard, and they were determined. They stayed in there, and almost all of them who started as freshmen finished as seniors with me.
When I first started at Overfelt, Mr. Barnhill was one of the great teachers that welcomed me to the school.
He believed in you, If you're somebody that was slacking, and not doing well, he had a way of making it seem right and making you, give you that energy and that inspiration to do better in yourself.
And he never expected less from his band students or from his piano students or anybody he was teaching in the music program. He expected the most, and he really held them to a high standard, and he held his colleagues and the people around him to a high standard too.
He loves to teach music. I've never met anybody, and I think that's why I really like it so much, is that he was so indulged in music and loved to teach it, and that is amazing. Not everybody can do that.
Your first impressions of Mr. B?
I thought he was a scary motherfucker.
A scary band instructor.
Scary. Very, very scary.
This big scary dude, this towering figure. Panic. When I first saw him, oh my god, he produces some atmosphere of fear around him, and then I was shocked.
He commands the room that he's always in, and that's always the first impression you get. I think a lot of freshmen would agree, it's kind of scary at first. You see this man that just really takes control of the room and then knows exactly what he wants.
Once you start talking to him and you get to know him, you realize that style of talking and the way he carries himself is just a result of his passion for music and really anything that he's doing. He's not doing it to do it. He's doing it to be excellent at it.
Okay.
When I look at Mr. B, it's like I see a man who's put so much passion into what he does.
He's always prepared for his classes. He knows exactly what he wants to do. He knows the music very, very well. So, in a way, he's leading by example too.
He's really good at what he does, and what he does is making us sound good. Since going to college, I've had other conductors, and they don't care nearly as much as Barnhill does. There's nowhere near as much dedication as Mr. Barnhill puts.
He doesn't take no BS. He's a person that he'll be completely honest with you, and he'll give you his opinion. But at that same time, he'll also have your back and explain why he feels firm and stern with you. And once he does that, then you realize that, he has a big heart.
He's very passionate about everything that he does. He's passionate about music. He's passionate about the young people that pass through his program. I heard him say once that he doesn't teach music. He teaches responsibility, and he teaches people. And music is just the vehicle with which he tries to make people better people.
I would spend a lot of my time in the band room just just cause it's like a nice place to hang out.
I think the community makes it better. Just because like all the band kids are like, oh my god, Mr. B is so scary. Let's all like team together and like work together to get better so he doesn't yell at us.
Yeah, you know, go all 4 years with like the same people.
Yeah.
You get really close.
When you go into band, it's basically like a 1 hour break from all your other, classes and stress.
Well, I love touring. I love going out and playing music. And being with a group of guys, we had a group of guys in Barnhill, and there's other teachers that we had that we basically was just like friends, going out and playing music and enjoying music.
That's what I really cherish, just having band as a place for me, as a community.
Attention passengers, we have now arrived at New York. We hope you enjoyed the flight and have a nice...
First there was the guide, heard the wind ensemble play, and she was so impressed, she said, you really should go to New York. She actually texted the owner and said, hey, we should get them to New York. We went there the first time and we just fell in love with it. It was an amazing experience to see them experience that opportunity is tremendous.
I'll never forget the way the first tuning note sounded in Carnegie Hall. Like the sound shoots forward. There's like no other really good way to describe it.
I can't articulate how like life-changing the experience was. We were able to like feel our hard work.
The first note we played it was so magical. It was an experience I'll never forget.
Mr. B like always told us that we'd be just floored once we heard that note, and he was right. Like my most vivid memories from high school were that trip, and specifically that moment too.
I've had friends who've gone, so I've gone and I've talked to them. I said, how was your trip? He said, it's exactly as you said it was going to be. There are so many things we find in our life that someone says, oh, this is a great restaurant, so we need to go, they gush over it. And you go there like, it's good. I've never heard someone say, yeah, it's all right.
You don't understand how incredible the space is until you actually sit in it and play. But like, the moment we played, we got rushed with so many emotions that it's like so hard to describe what happened to the band. Some people started crying, some people were left breathless. Miss Searle started like screaming. Can't really put it into words,
Well, Mr. B, it's been a pleasure working with you for so long here at Evergreen. You've taught me so many different things. I love you, man. Good luck, and I'll see you down the road, and I'm sure we'll have fun doing things together.
You were the biggest inspiration I had in high school for pursuing music. Thank you so much for everything you've done and continue to do, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you, Mr. B, for 4 years of learning, opportunities, and just making amazing music. I know that I am only one of thousands of students who feel the same, so thank you for being such an inspiration to all of us.
Thank you very, very much for the times that we had at Overfelt. Best times of my life, my friend. Congratulations.
Steve, thank you very much for helping me get better at my craft. Thank you for the laughs. Thank you for the love that you've shown me. I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate everything that you've done for me, how much you've done for everybody else.